How's it going, everyone? Liam Catterson here with episode number 5 of Season 2 for Supernatural, as I look forward to continuing what has been a fantastic season, in my opinion, so far, with these first 4 episodes really shining, especially with, of course, the aftermath of John's death. And the last episode was pretty great, especially in regards to Dean finally opening up. There's been so much pressure that's been mounting on his shoulders in regards to him suppressing that grief that he has bottled up. And in the closing moments of the last episode, we finally saw him unleashing a bit of emotion, and it was quite the emotional episode. But no, I just really thought that it was a great episode, particularly in terms of, I don't know, Dean's characterization. It really shone in the last episode, you know, just omitting the final scene. There was some really interesting moments in regards to Dean's character that I thought really shone. So yeah, I'm really loving this season so far, and I'm excited to see how this episode shall deliver. So with that said, let's get into episode number 5 of Season 2 for Supernatural. Let's go.
Whoa, Doc, no, you can't load a weapon on the premises. It's illegal. No.
It's okay, Dennis.
It's not okay. Oh, shit.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I don't think it is.
It's all gonna be okay.
No. Oh, shit.
Always do.
That's my point. There's gonna be hunters there. I don't know if going in and announcing that you're some supernatural freak with demonic connection is the best thing, okay? I've always been a freak.
Oh, Dean. That brotherly love is kinda saving his skin in a sense, isn't it?
Sam?
Oh!
Sam and Dean.
Hey, Ash, we need your help.
Well, hell then. Guess I need my pants.
Probably. Dean's done with
Got
this
a
shit. Dean. Oh no. Oh no, I see where this is going.
REO Speedwagon?
I could help.
I'm sure you could, but we gotta handle this one ourselves. Besides,
Doesn't want to put any other lives
your
in.
mother might kill me. I think so.
We have a match.
Hey, you gotta be very cautious of the
See you later.
in-law.
Look for this guy.
Every premonition I've had, if they're not about the demon, they're about the other kids the demon visited. Like Max Miller, remember him?
Yeah, but Max Miller was a pasty little psycho.
The point is, he was killing
But
people.
he
and I was having the same
still
type
had
of visions about
those
him.
visions,
And now it
and
could be happening all over again with this Gallagher guy.
How do we find him?
I don't know.
I don't know what Andy says to them, but they never come back.
Well, actually, we're lawyers representing his great aunt Lita. She passed, God rest her soul, but left Andy aside.
Why does she kind of remind me of Sarah Michelle Gellar? I
So are
don't
you
know
friends?
why. I know it's
I
not
used to
her.
be, yeah, I don't see much of Andy.
Oh. Kind of dangerous for you to be sitting there. Just saying. You could slip. He seems like a decent dude.
Can't let a car like this one go.
Damn straight. Hey, can I have it?
Sure, man.
No, you can. Wait, what? Hey! Dean would never give.
There you go.
Nice.
Does he have some kind of persuasive ability? Dean would never give the Impala up. You can't.
Dean, Andy's got the Impala.
I know. He just sort of asked me for it, and then I let him take it.
You what?
He full-on Obi-Wan'd me. It's mind control, man.
This is not the car you're looking for. Oh my shit!
killer's lair, though. There's no clown paintings on the walls or scissors stuck in victims' photos.
Unless he's playing the perfect cover.
Hegel, Kant, Wittgenstein. It's a pretty heavy reading.
Kant? I mean... Okay, maybe he did... Oh, goodness. Maybe he didn't. It's all a coinky-dink.
Sure. I can do that.
Who the shit is doing this? Okay, so it's definitely not Andy now. Yo! This girl is on fire. I'm sorry. Okay, so Andy, in the clear.
What is it?
I guess.
Never heard of her.
Called Ash on the way over here. He came up with a little something. Apparently Holly Beckett gave birth when she was 18 years old back in 1983. Same day you were born, Andy.
Shit.
Andy, were you adopted?
Well, yeah.
You were. And you neglected to mention that?
Never really came up.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
I never knew my birth.
But, who did?
I think I got a pretty good guess. Holly Beckett gave birth to twins.
Yo!
Have an evil twin.
Holly put you.
Oh my god!
I mean, you went to the Gallagher family, obviously, and your brother went to the Weems family.
This is just like my audio series all over again. Evil twin.
Hey,
Woo.
how you doing?
He's gonna be a great man someday. But he is my family, not yours.
You don't get to take people away from him.
You're not
Bit
gonna have
obsessed.
anything after tonight.
Bloody hell.
Andy,
Okay,
no.
that's Tracy out there. And I'm coming.
Not just that though, but he's got to deal with his brother.
Slower.
What the frick is your
Hey, Tracy.
issue?
Don't move. Don't move. No, no. Let me handle this, all right? No, no.
Oh.
I'll handle this. Andy, listen to me.
Yeah, he... That... Oh my god. Oh my god, he spoke through
I said stop
his
it.
mind. Oh my god, this is all going to hell.
Back off, Andy. Tracy's gonna do a little flying.
How about you do a bit of flying? Oh shit.
Aren't you, Trace?
Get down
I'm
from
stronger
the...
than you. I can do it. Until the time with
Who?
the man with the yellow eyes.
Oh boy.
He came to me in my dream.
Sheesh.
He said I was special. He told me he's got big plans for me. Wait till you see
Is this
what's in
similar
store
to how he
for both of
approached
us.
Sam in the first episode?
I see you. Bye-bye.
No, 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 no. No, no, no. Hey! Oh, shit.
He shot himself. And you all saw it happen.
Yeah. We did.
Oh, no.
Look at him. He's getting better at it.
And this is gonna send red flags to Sam.
Yeah, but he's not a foaming at the mouth psycho. He was pushed into that.
Weber was pushed too in his own way. Max Miller was pushed. Hell, I was pushed by Jessica's death.
What's your point, Sam?
Right circumstances, everyone's capable of murder. Everyone. You know,
But
maybe
so
that's
is
what
the
demon's
whole
doing,
human
pushing us,
race.
finding ways to break
Sam,
us.
we don't know what the demon wants, okay?
As scared of this as I am.
That was mind control. That was like being roofied, man. That doesn't count.
What?
No, Call him do-over. Doesn't matter. Look, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. Find that evil son of a bitch.
What a kid.
Yeah, we think so.
Sam.
Why?
None of your business.
You mind your tongue with me, boy. This isn't just your war, this is war. There's something big and bad's coming, and it's coming fast, and their side holds all the cards. Now, at best, all we got is us. Together. No secrets or half-truths here.
Yeah. Can't blame them for being very restrictive, but...
Like Andy was no house fire. It's nothing out of the ordinary.
Which breaks Banner. So if there's any others like him, there'll be nothing in the system. No way to track them all down.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows
Okay.
how many of them are really out there?
Joe, honey?
Yeah.
You better break out the whiskey instead.
Good call. Good call. Good call. I'm trying to wrap my head into the whole pattern scenario here because, you know, for Sam and Dean, this is a whole kick in the gut, isn't it? In terms of, oh, I thought I found a pattern, but so yeah. And I get why Sam is concerned because of the fact that you don't want that darkness, especially with how the demon said it has plans. You don't want that darkness to manifest. But I think the case is, and, you know, we could, a lot of us, hopefully, most of us, well, all of us, should I say, we will deny the fact that we're capable of murder, but the fact is, I think we all are. Like, the human race is all capable of murder. We've all got that bit of potential darkness inside us. I don't want to sound dark, but, you know, nobody is clean. There is that potential. And with Andy, I mean, it is very, very tough to reason with someone who is very, very psychotic. He was very obsessive about the fact that him and his twin should be together and nothing gets in the way. And his way of dealing with those who are intervening is fatal. So, you know, I can't really blame Sam for feeling defeated about the potential that, well, Andy he was capable of murder, but at the same time, I think he's got to also realize that so is the human race in general. It is just how we act on it, but there is that worry that this demon can influence those connected. I don't know. There is that potential worry, but yeah. Interesting stuff though with this episode, so I, enjoyed it. So, delving into that episode, it was pretty brilliant. I was hooked, especially with the further progression of Sam and his abilities and finding others like him, as well as continuing the pursuit of the demon. And it was really, really great that we had a scenario that didn't span like how Max's situation did. I mean, there was a lot of trauma that was placed on Max. And with Andy, I mean, there was a sad circumstance, of course, with how things turned really, really bad for Weber, and that created the monster that I guess Sam fears he might become if things get pushed even further. I do understand his concerns in regards to the fact that, well, Andy did take a life, and that really, really didn't sit well. But at the end of the day, of course, he was a hero. But obviously, it could be a case of that could spiral into something darker, etc. And given the fact that Sam was confronted as a baby by this demon, and the scenarios of his mother and of Mary and Jess's death, that really pushed things for Sam, because obviously with John, with Mary's death, he was on the hunt for this demon, and with Jess's death, there was no way like Sam could return back to normality, and here he is, you know, fighting demons, etc. And you always have to look at these like the significant moments in regards to they pushed me further into that potential darkness, and more bad things could happen, especially with Dean, especially with when you think about episode 1 and how John died, and you know, that's going to be riding on your mind about how that could be an effort, especially since the demon was involved anyways. So, and like I said, I know that everyone has that potential for to be a murderer, and I think Sam's point, you know, reflecting on this episode, is pretty valid. Like, given the right amount of setbacks and pain that might happen in your life, that could potentially shape you into someone who murders and whatnot. And but I feel like everyone has that potential. It's just how you're able to you have a choice at the end of the day. Although I do feel like this is a bit different because a demon's influence, you know, they're going to be tricky little buggers, aren't they? So it might be a bit different where, you know, you might not have that choice at the end of the day, but you're like, especially like, I feel like it might be a case of you get pushed into certain predicaments, and it comes to a point where that influence is going to get the better of you. So I feel like it might be a bit different to the whole concept of, well, humans have that capacity of being murderers as well. But it's the choices we make as humans, which we might not have that, which people like Sam, like Andy potentially, they might not have that choice if they are getting pushed too much. So, and I think with Sam, he reflects on all the pain that he's went through with Jess, with Mary, with even John. And he is keeping a very, very watchful eye. So not just that, though, but hearing Dean admit how afraid he is, you know, it is pretty understandable to worry in this kind of scenario that, hey, this could be me. So and not just that, though, but when he has those premonitions, it takes a toll on him. So yeah, but you know, Dean wasn't exactly quelling his worries whatsoever when he got influenced, of course. And I mean, to be fair, you know, you have Dean brushing it off. He's not going to be upfront about his worries, is he? So he's been the protective brother. He's been the protective big brother that he's always been. He knows how much this is scaring Sam. So he's not gonna, and plus, you know, emotion's not really his forte, is it? So of course he's gonna play it off and think like, hey, that doesn't count, so no. But what I did find very, very interesting, especially closing out of this episode, was I did see with Andy and Weber, kind of, I don't know, darker, I would say, parallels to Dean and Sam, especially when Weber reflects on the fact that he was separated from his brother. I mean, so was Dean and Sam, of course. But there seemed to be a more darker direction, especially for Weber. So yeah, and it is just kind of like, especially with the fact that you have Sam and Andy, I would say, on a similar boat. I mean, Andy is, you know, trying to was trying to quell his brother, and he that's based on more of an emotional front, whereas I think Weber is a bit more closed off, like Dean. He is, like, obviously, like I said, there's a bit of a darker direction because with Weber he was more manipulative and whatnot, but he's more closed off because of the pain that he went through. So with Dean, we know how closed off he is emotionally. He's not one to tap into those emotions, whereas Andy, he's more of an emotional person. Same with Sam in general. So yeah, but not just that though, but I do feel like thinking back to episode 3, I do feel like, I don't know, there might be this kind of what if scenario, because you just think back to Gordon and you know, what if Dean just continued to follow Gordon's path? What would Dean become? So I don't think he would be anything like obviously Weber, but there could be that very, very concerning element that Sam is not wanting to become. He is more of an emotional person, and he is trying to see the light in every. Like, you think back to Lenore, for example, and how he was very, very understanding that. Hey, the vampires that we've encountered, they're pretty decent. It's Gordon you need to watch out for. So, yeah, obviously Dean had that epiphany at the end of the episode, and he was like, "What if we've been killing, supernatural beings that really aren't going to be a threat, etc." But you saw that little squabble where Dean wasn't going to give Sam the benefit of the doubt. He was so convinced that obviously there are circumstances in regards to John and whatnot, but this is what I'm saying with Sam. He's more of an emotional, I'd say, apathetic person, and not to say that Dean isn't he doesn't tap into those emotions for creatures and whatnot, like I said with that epiphany. But if we're going to say who's going to be an emotional person out of Dean and Sam, we know who it's going to be. So yeah, so I do feel like there is a kind of a darker parallel for Andy and Weber with Sam and Dean. I don't know. I was thinking, okay, well, there are these parallels that I am sensing with these two. And I feel like that's pretty appropriate to say there are more darker, more... I'd say sadder parallels in terms of Andy and Weber to Dean and Sam. So, yeah. So, and not just that though, but you've got Dean who wants to, be like, we've heard Dean talk about how he doesn't want to lose Sam, and we know that in season 1 Sam was wanting to go back to continue with being in law school, etc. Dean was so adamant on trying to keep him around. We have Weber, who is very, very twisted in the way of how he was trying to keep Andy. He was killing those who he feels responsible for splitting apart both him and Andy. So yeah, I feel like the parallels between both sets of brothers are kind of there. So yeah, but no, it was just very, very interesting to go into Sam's mindset and Sam's worries, of course. Like I said, I do understand Sam's concerns, especially with the fact that, a demon's going to have a greater influence on you than the prospect of human nature, of the fact that us humans, we have a choice at the end of the day. Obviously, there are those circumstances that can break you, etc. But like I said, at the end of the day, us humans, we have a choice on if we want to, if our legacy defines us to being murderers, to being depraved, to being manipulators. Whereas I feel like, especially with the would porn pieces be the right term to describe everything that's been happening to those who are chosen? Yeah, like with those influences, with those deaths, like I said with Sam, with Mary, with Jess, and I guess even John, there is that room for concern. And the more you get broken, especially with this demon, the more this demon has a stronger influence on you. So yeah, the whole supernatural element of things, I feel like is a greater room for concern than if things keep piling up in terms of the bad for a person. Because you do, like, I'm sure we've had a string of unfortunate circumstances that we've all been through, but not every one of us is going to be murderers. So, and yeah, I just feel like with Sam, obviously he does have validation for feeling especially with his abilities. He has validation for feeling concerned, but I personally think Sam's going to be all right. Same with Andy. And with Andy, obviously, yeah, taking a life not ideal, but I feel like it had to be done. I feel like there was no way of stopping Weber. The damage was done. The influence was there. That's it. So, but like I said, I don't think any kind of I don't think any kind of Supermax prison would hold him. So, yeah. But yeah, I really, really loved Andy, and at first I thought with the twin revelation we would have a someone with the same face as him, but of course when Weber showed up earlier in the episode, that was, setting the seeds, wasn't it? So yeah, gotta love how Andy took the Impala. Like, I was like, Dean would not ever. No way. Andy just asked nicely, "Can I have your car?" Yeah, sure. Not a chance in heck. So that was definitely a big hint that Andy had these kind of mind control abilities, because no. But no, I really, really loved how this episode, like I said, delved further into those who are, I guess, chosen, and Sam's concerns, especially given past episode, since encountering Max, there's been a lot that's gone on. They've dealt with a lot in regards to this demon. So I've really, really loved the focus on that. And not just that though, but the focus on Sam as a character, because obviously we've been focusing on Dean for quite a few episodes, and his emotional state. So it was really, really great to touch upon relevance to the demon and Sam's abilities, etc. Since we've, like I said, dealt with a lot with Max. So since Max, should I say? So yeah. But yeah, I just really thought this was pretty great, and I am really, really intrigued to see where things will go. Like, especially since we saw Ellen and Co. In this episode, who I am really, really loving in terms of how they're recurring. Though, is there going to be something more? Because Dean is very, very skeptical. Although, you want to keep things on the hush hush, but I thought that was a very, very great contrast. That was really, really funny when you considered, obviously with no control of his own, when you considered how Dee just spilled everything to Andy, and then you have important information that Ellen and Co. Need to, like, especially since they're involved in this, they need to know what the whole shebang is. And then you have Dean is just like, okay, fine, we're doing this. I was wanting to keep this on the hush hush, but you do you, Sam, so you do you. But no, I really, really thought that this was a pretty great episode, and yeah, loved the focus on Sam in this episode, loved Andy. I'm hoping we get to see more of him in the future, especially since he seems to be decent. So yeah, but we shall have to wait and see if that holds up. If it does, like if we do get to encounter Andy again. So no, but it was a pretty neat episode. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!